Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open the playbook of four of the biggest names in modern marketing. We're going to distill literally decades of their wisdom into a single, powerful guide for anyone out there who's ready to build something truly special.
And you know what? Let's just kick things off with a massive truth bomb from the godfather of marketing himself, Seth Godin. This whole game, it isn't about running more ads or finding some new algorithm hack. It's about making something that's actually worth talking about in the first place. So, to guide us on this journey, we're drawing from four modern masters: Alex Hormozi, Sabri Suby, Simon Squibb, and of course, Seth Godin. Now, what's so fascinating is that while they all have their own unique styles, when you dig in, you realize they're all drawing from the exact same playbook. So, let's break it down.
Okay, so where does this journey actually begin? Well, it's not with a fancy logo or a cool website. No, it starts way earlier. It starts with the foundation, the work you have to do before you even think about selling a single thing. This is it, right? This is the question that paralyzes so many of us when we're starting out. Do you start with a product, or is there something else you're supposed to do first? Well, this brings us to a huge idea from Sabri Suby. Stop trying to create demand out of thin air. He says it's the difference between pushing a giant boulder uphill and riding a massive wave that's already moving. See, he learned this the hard way, trying to sell water filters to people who were perfectly happy with their tap water. The real key? Find a starving market, a group of people with a desperate, bleeding neck problem, and just give them the solution they're already searching for.
And that idea connects perfectly with Seth Godin's frankly counterintuitive wisdom. He says, don't chase everyone. Instead, you need to find your smallest viable audience. Just think about that. It's the smallest possible group of people who would genuinely miss you if you disappeared tomorrow. So don't build a headphone company for everyone with ears. Build a marketing agency specifically for pediatric orthodontists. That specificity, that's your superpower. So here's the crucial point, the thing you have to get. Your success in marketing is pretty much decided before you ever spend a dime on an ad. It's baked right into the remarkability of what you've actually made. Is it a pizza worth talking about? All right, so you've done the hard work. You've built something remarkable for a very specific audience. But how do you get that initial spark? How in the world do you find your first fans when you're starting from absolute zero? This is where Alex Hormozi gives us a tactical masterclass. He says you should start by working for free. Now, this isn't about charity, it's a strategic weapon. You're not losing money, you're buying assets. You're trading your service for incredibly powerful testimonials, for crucial feedback, for word-of-mouth referrals, and yeah, eventually, for your first paying customers who feel like they owe you one. Simon Squibb calls this hustle marketing, and I love his analogy. Imagine you walk into a pub. The wrong way is to shout, "Buy my flowers." The right way is to just provide value, make someone laugh, teach them something cool, or just make a real connection. That is how you find your first 10 true fans inside that smallest viable audience. Get them to believe in what you're doing, and believe me, they will go out and tell 100 more people. Okay, so you've got this solid foundation. You've got that initial spark. Now it's time to pour some gasoline on the fire. How do you amplify your message and turn that small flame into an absolute blaze? Let's start with a number, just one number that completely changed how I think about advertising. 80 cents. What on earth does that mean? Well, Hormozi loves to remind us of this classic piece of wisdom from the ad legend David Ogilvy. The hook, the headline, the first 5 seconds of your video, that's not just part of the ad, it is the ad. Hormozi literally spends 10 times more effort on the first 5 seconds than the rest of the ad combined, because he knows if you don't nail that, nobody even sees the rest. Now, Sabri Suby clarifies a really crucial strategic choice you have to make. See, giant corporations can spend billions on brand marketing, but startups, people like us, we need to master direct response first. This is marketing that asks for a direct, measurable action. A click, a call, a sale. You make money first, and then you use that money to build the brand later. And here's a rule that all our mentors absolutely live by. Show, don't tell. You have to stop making vague claims and start providing undeniable proof. So don't just say you get more leads. Do what Hormozi suggests. Play a live recording of a sales call with a lead that you just generated for a client. I mean, when you actually show what you can do, the selling just kind of takes care of itself. Okay, This brings us to the final and maybe most important stage of the journey, building a self-sustaining flywheel. This is what creates a lasting brand, not just a one-hit wonder. According to Hormozy, this right here is the master metric, lifetime value divided by customer acquisition cost. It's simple, really. If you make more gross profit from a customer than it costs you to get them in the door, you have a real scalable business. And the higher that ratio is, the faster you can outspend and outperform everybody else in your market. It's the engine of growth.
Now for our final number. And you know what? This might be the most powerful number in all of marketing.
See how it all comes full circle? This is the ultimate evolution of finding your smallest viable audience. Simon Squibb really drives home the incredible power of community here. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need to go viral. You need 1,000 true fans. People who will buy anything you produce, who will literally sustain your business forever. And that massive journey, it just starts with 10.
And this, really, is the ultimate takeaway from this entire playbook. Your brand isn't your logo. It's not your color palette. It's the trust you build. It's the community you foster. At the end of the day, business is personal. People buy from people they know, like, and trust.
So we end up right back where we began. Marketing isn't really about what you say. It's about what you do. The real question isn't, how do I get the word out? The real question is, what am I creating that is actually worth making a remark about? What remark is your work worth making?